Hello everybody and welcome. My name is Andrew and I am starting a Let's Play series on Transport Fever 2. The setup is a large map, a long, thin, large map in the 1850 start date on medium difficulty with plenty of mods. So here's the map that I have been handed. We are using the English town and place names. So we got Stoke, Morley, Bridgewater, Ripley, Coventry, Bridport, Gillingham, Boston, Stockton, Petersfield, Derby, Macclesfield, Haywood, Quintrell Downs, Weybridge and Ulverston. One of the first things I like to do is choose a city that will form or become my capital city on the map. And looking at it just here, I do think we'll go with Coventry. We've got an opportunity to grow it early because we've got a forest, a sawmill, a tool factory, and Coventry does require tools. It's also fairly central on the map. Got a couple of towns nearby. Well, we have Bridport, and then a little further afield we have Bridgewater and Ripley, so there are chances for public transport. So we'll make a start. The first thing I'm going to do, my starting strategy is going to be to use road vehicles primarily from the outset, not exclusively, but primarily, as a way to have a steady income into the bank. So we'll link a road up here, so then we could have a full chain between these four places: the forest, the sawmill, the tool forge, and then finally delivery into the city. Well, let's get cracking with that. We'll start with a truck station. We only need one platform here, so we'll have a single platform truck stop just there, which we shall not call Bridgewater North, we shall call Coventry Forest. Is it Coventry? No, it's Bridgewater. Okay, let's change that over. Bridgewater. That's right. And then we want a second stop here with two platforms, because we're dropping off and we'll be picking up here as well. We'll put him just on that junction there. He shall be Coventry Sawmill. From there we want a third truck stop at the tool forge, just there. Coventry transfer and rename that. And lastly, a place to drop off the finished goods, the tools, which we'll put just there in amongst the commercial district. So we'll go there, to there, to there, to there. So let's start a line for that. So we want from Bridgewater Forest. We wait until we're fully loaded at this point with an unlimited wait time. What colour shall we have? We'll start with brown. I like to have a colour that is close to the colour of the goods being delivered. However, because this is going from the brown logs to the pale brown stroke yellow planks to the grey tools, there's no one colour that suits it, so I'll go for brown. And then from there we're going to the sawmill. We'll not wait until full here though. We want to load the planks and unload the logs. From then we go to the tool forge. Again, we're not going to wait until we are full. So we want to load the tools, unload the planks, and lastly into Coventry to drop off the tools. Now between here, and here, they're not going to have full loads because I do believe we have a 2-to-1 ratio, but that is a 1-to-1 ratio. However, for every 2 we drop off here, we'll only get 1 set of planks, so they should theoretically be heading down here at half capacity. Here they could wait until full if they wanted to, but we'll leave it as it is for the time being. So now we need a depot. I think we'll put the depot nearby the city, because then it can service the mass transit, the bus routes. We'll put that there. Oh, we need to change the name of the line. This is going to be Tools Production. And this is for Coventry. There we go. So how many trucks, or wagons I suppose they are at this point, do we want to go with? I'm going to say off the bat we shall say 50. It's a fairly long route. So no harm in that. So we'll go 50, colour them brown to match the line, and set them going. So we'll start the date. I tend to alternate between 1 times acceleration and in the early game also 4 times. But when I do have it on 4 times acceleration, I do slow the date speed down to 1/4, so we don't race through the years and bypass some of the unlocks. So they're going to head out. It's going to take a while to get all the way up there for the first load, but that's no problem. In the meantime, Coventry also wants bricks. So we have a quarry over that side of the river, and then we have a brickworks here. So what we can do is have a line from there dropping off stone, and then I would be tempted to actually ship the bricks up this way down the river. Or we can have a cargo drop-off point just on the edge of the river here, with a truck service running them from the port into the city. Let's try that. Let's see how that works for us. So we want a single platform pickup here, and this is Coventry Quarry. From there we only need a drop off point here because the trucks will not be picking anything up at this point, like so. So if we go new line, colour him grey, he's carrying stone, and you can wait until full, there's no harm in that, and unload the stone there. Wait until full, unlimited. We shall call this line stone haulage, and that's from Coventry to Morley. Coventry Quarry to Morley Brickworks. So we'll just use the town names so we know whereabouts on the map we are. But to facilitate that, we're going to need another road depot. We'll put him in. Let's get some vehicles. Let's say, how much was it for? 50. 1.1 million. Yes. Perhaps slight overkill, but should work for us. So now that should start producing stone. It has. This should now be producing lumber. It is. Now, can we at this point afford to fit in our ship, our port? Yes. Whether we can also afford to get a ship on the line is another matter, but we do have another £5 million in terms of credit line available if we need it. Now, will this pick up close enough to the brickworks to supply the port? Yes, it does. So we don't need anything here in terms of shipping because it reaches the brickworks to the port, so the bricks will automatically be deposited here, which is excellent. However, there is no way that this port is going to cover Coventry, so we will need a road going up the hill and then joining into the city, like so. Okay, we are going to need to borrow some money now, that's fine. So the bricks are all the way back here. So put this unload station point there. Let's have a cargo hub just there. Coventry Port Freight Yard. And then a line, which is going to be for the bricks that the ships are going to be dropping off shortly, hopefully. Right, so, and that is bricks delivery, Coventry. Okay, we also want a line for the ship itself. Again, use a red colour to match the colour of the bricks. And unload there, yes, 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 unlimited wait time. And this is bricks shipping. And that's going from Morley to Coventry. Okay, we need a shipyard, which we can slide in just here. Can we afford a ship? He doesn't carry what we need, so it's going to be either or these two. I think we'll go for the faster one. We can't afford it. I want at least two for now. So let's borrow 1.5 million. Purchase two of those. Colour them red. And then set them on the line. We also need, let's say, 10 wagons to run the... where did they go? Oh, here they come. And they are going to be running the bricks delivery. So now, as soon as these start dropping off the stone down here, that should kick in production because we have a fully linked chain via the ships. Let's just turn off the floating numbers and keep the income on. Get rid of the outgoing. So, let's get rid of that. So our first line that we set up, the trucks are almost ready to pick up. These should all be fully loaded. Yep, they're fine. They're going to start bringing in some money. These we're going to have to wait until we've picked up here and then dropped off here, but that's okay. And these ships, we're going to have to wait for the bricks, so could be a while there. Likewise, the 10 wagon trains we just got here are going to be sat around here waiting for the bricks to be dropped off, but again, not a major problem. So at the moment there's little else to do until things start rolling, so what I'll do is I'll actually pause the date. No, in fact, I'll pause the date, set it at 4 times acceleration, and then we'll pick it back up in about 5 minutes once things have had time to settle and get rolling. Now, the money doesn't look great at the moment. However, our road network is profitable. The water network is not yet profitable. However, our first ship has only just left Morley with its first full load, so we need to give him time to get up the river get the bricks dropped off at the port for Coventry with our two road production lines, so to speak. As you can see here, the wagons have spaced themselves out quite nicely. There's not much bunching up going on, which means we have a fairly steady stream of income, rather than getting it all in one big hit when 20 trucks turn up at once. Similarly over here, there is a gap between the first one and the last one just here. But again, they should space themselves out a little more. This has just exhausted its last supply of stone, just as the first new delivery arrives. So that should keep that supplied enough to get a full load for this ship. Still at 4 times speed, and the date is still paused. However, I will set that to now 1/4 speed. I do find the early game can be a little bit slow, especially in 1850, when your available vehicles are limited by speed, capacity and power. So it can be a lot of waiting around to get the money to take the next step in expansion. However, I find you can quite quickly hit the snowball, where you reach a point where you never have to worry about your money again. Clearly we're not at that point. We're almost 1 million in the red. Sadly we made a loss here in the last financial reporting period, and obviously these ships are still making us a loss. However, we have won probably about 2/3 of the way through the journey back. So we're between 1/2 and 2/3 of the way back. So hopefully soon we'll start seeing decent income from these. I imagine the income will be more than enough to cover the running costs of the ship for at least 2 to 3 years, which is good. How's our last ship doing? To 43 out of 70. Plenty of trucks on their way down. We also have a truck almost back to the quarry to pick up a fresh load. Our last truck due in is this one here. So we have plenty to drop off. We have a decent buffer here as well of 29 units of stored stone for the brickworks to consume, which is more than enough to produce the remaining 19 bricks that are required for this ship to get underway. If you remember, we set wait until full, and we set a wait time of unlimited. So if that means it's sat there for a while, and so be it. In the meantime, this ship is getting close to the Coventry cargo port. So let's see how much money he is going to make for us. So we've lost, what's that, 45, 80, 90. Yes, we're losing quite a lot of money, but obviously a lot of this was during the initial sailing period down to Morley, and then also the waiting at Morley for the first full load. Hopefully there's going to be fewer accounting periods with no income. Let's see how he does. 518,000. Yes, look at that. Dwarfs it. That one delivery will make up for all the years he's been running. Maybe not quite, but that shouldn't be a problem because we should have more regular deliveries here and out. That's obviously kicked these into action to deliver the bricks to Coventry, which will provide even more income. That's also dragged us down to around about negative $500,000. Has this ship left yet? No, it hasn't, but he is close. 51 stored stone, so that's excellent. just as the last fully loaded wagon arrives to drop off. 56 stored items of stone. We need 2 bricks, 1 brick, and then he'll set off. And then, as we're waiting for the first ship to return, he'll happily consume through the remaining stone, which will leave us, what's that, yeah, around about 50 units of stone, 50 units of bricks, waiting at the port for the ship to arrive. I also imagine that before he gets here, we'll have fresh stone being delivered. Our first truck is just passing Bridgewater Forest, and he's easily going to reach the brickworks before this ship does. Since I do call it brickworks rather than construction materials plant, let's just change the name of that. There we go, Morley Brickworks. So yes, we're getting a little, small stockpile on the wharf. Still got another 18 or so units of stone to consume, and our trucks are on the way back. How is this line doing? So all our lines are now profitable, even though only one of the ships has dropped off. Obviously that's a rolling 12-month calculation, but it's still looking good and a positive sign. So what is the next plan? Well, naturally we can't do much at the moment because of this nasty red figure. However, when we can, I want to make a start on a bus service, an inner city bus service for Coventry, and I may also have an intercity bus service linking Coventry to Bridport, with a small service in Bridport itself. Is there a demand for that? Let's have a look at the passenger layer. Yes, a small demand. We've got 6 private vehicles travelling this route, so if we were to build an intercity bus service, there would be passengers there for us to tap into. So that is now Coventry being supplied with both of its required goods. It's not getting fully supplied at this point, but that's okay. Our second ship is probably at the halfway point now. The first ship is getting close to returning to Morley. We have 28 bricks awaiting him already. And our stone is now being topped up as well, which is excellent. Given the lengthy time between our first road wagon in the chain and our final road wagon in the chain, as well as the fact we have plenty of stone still outstanding on the platform, it may be a wise idea to add another 20 or so road wagons onto this line to fill in the gap. But we shall see. Over here, he's now past his halfway point, which means this ship is not going to be waiting nearly as long as it did last time. He is almost to Coventry Harbour. These are ticking along nicely, but again, although that gap between that one to go there, pick up and set off, and that one isn't that bad, so I think we'll leave that as it is for now. We could always add more on later, but for the time being, I think he's okay. He's got waiting for him almost a full load. Perfect. So he's going to set off pretty damn sharpish. Probably not too far from the time that he arrives at this port. Let's check, shall we? Yep, he's just about to leave harbour, and he is just about to arrive. So that means our water routes should start posting more profits, which is obviously a good point. Now let's see. all this new commercial over here is covered. And all this new industrial that has appeared is also covered. So there's no need yet to adjust the location of our drop-off points. So he's just made his delivery, netting us a cool £520,000. In the meantime, the first ship is on his second voyage. So that's looking pretty positive. So in terms of the first episode, I think we'll leave it there for the time being. What I'm going to do is between this episode and episode number 2 is pause the date. In fact, I shall do that now. Leave it running at 4 times speed for another 5 or 10 minutes or so, and then see how we're looking here. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and if you did, you know, there will be more. I don't know how long the series is going to be, or how often I shall be able to upload. Chances are they will come in fits and starts without a set schedule or pattern because of work and having 4 young children. As you can imagine, that impacts my free time by quite a bit, but I shall do what I can when I can, and there will be more, even if there are times when there's a few days, maybe even a week between new episodes. So all that remains to say today is thank you for watching. Once again, I hope you enjoyed it, and I also hope to see you soon in episode number 2. Take care, everybody. Goodbye.